bit as much as we can. This is something that we actually do every Friday, Saturday night year round. A lot of people think it's a seasonal tour. But this actually marks 25 years. April was 25 years that we've been doing the Ghost Walk Tour at Jefferson. Now, this is why I use the microphone. Never fails. As soon as I start to talk, a motorcycle or a loud vehicle will go by me. I'll usually try and pause if that happens. But what we're going to do tonight, y'all, we're kind of sticking to what we call our downtown historic district route. We have certain times of year that we go farther up into the residential section. The Grove property, the Schluter Mansion, are farther up that direction. I personally don't mind walking it, but a lot of people get really upset in the summer when I make them walk that far. So we're going to be nice to y'all.
Too hot.
But we're going to start with some stories here at the Con first. Is there anybody on the tour tonight staying at the Con Hotel?
We are.
Oh, this is going to be good.
We're
So in other words, get a good look at them in case we never see them again.
we're staying too.
After we talk, y'all are?
Yeah.
Okay. After we talk here, we are going to get to go inside the Jefferson Hotel, so you will get to cool off over there. I know a lot of y'all said you've been before. You might remember going back into the Jefferson when it was just a regular old Victorian hotel. I can't even describe it to you now. I always tell everybody it's kind of like going into Ripley's, believe it or not. Very eclectic, eccentric collection of antiques and oddities. Every weekend we go in, I see something new every time I go in there. It's wild, so get ready for that. But I'm going to share some information in there, and then after I'm through talking, I'm going to give y'all a chance to also walk through the hotel. Is there anybody staying at the hotel tonight? Y'all are, okay. So see who's going to admit it and who's not going to admit it. They don't want me to scare them too bad, I know. But when we come out of there, we're going to head down to the Excelsior. Now, we don't go in the Excelsior tonight, but we are still going to share the information there. Once we leave there, we're going to go over to where we get to cool off again. The old Haywood House, when we first started doing the tours, was an old building. Now it's a restaurant, so it's a little bit different feel when you go in, but we do have a private area upstairs that we do go into, so we're able to still share the histories and the stories there with y'all. And then we're going to come back around over where the fountain's in the middle of the road, talk a little bit about Diamond Bessie. That was a woman that was murdered here back in the 1870s. And then we're saving the worst or the best for last, depending on how you look at it. You are on a ghost walk, so everybody always anticipates into going in something dark, dusty, creepy, a little bit dilapidated. That'll be the old Myers building. We're going to go up on the third floor where it's dark, it's dusty, it's creepy. I will actually share the information downstairs first, though, just in case you're someone that cannot do the stairs. But once we get up there, we're going to walk through and let y'all experience it. It's kind of like stepping back in time up there. And I'm going to be honest with you. We always have at least 2 or 3 places that we like to go into every ghost walk tour. And if I had anywhere else to go into tonight besides the old Myers building, I'd probably be going in it. Because last weekend, y'all, I scared the snot out of myself up there again. So this is going to be interesting tonight. We'll see what happens. But,
What scared you?
oh, I'm not even going to tell you when we get over there.
God.
And maybe I should tell her after we come down, or should I tell her before we go up? We'll see. I'll debate which is which. But give or take, usually between an hour and a half and 2 hours, y'all. But don't mind you asking questions. Don't mind you taking pictures. Like I said, I will be gauging how hot everybody's getting as to kind of how we work it tonight. But with that said, I'm going to give you like a 30-second quick history lesson because I know a lot of y'all said you've never been to Jefferson before. To really understand what we're going to talk about tonight, y'all need to know what it used to be like in Jefferson. Jefferson today has a population of like 3,200, or 20, I say 3,200, that's backwards, 2,300 people. Population here during the heyday period, and they consider that 1840s to 1880s, was around 10,000 people. They started bringing steamboats to Jefferson in the early 1840s, and they were going back and forth between Jefferson and New Orleans. So half the places that we're going to talk about on the tour tonight have all been cotton warehouses, saloons, banks, drugstores, a brothel here or there. You know, it wasn't built now. But there have been several fires here as well. 1869, over 30 buildings in the downtown area were set on fire on purpose. They called it the $1 Million Fire. So each place we go tonight, in the short amount of time that we have, I'm going to give you a little history first, and then the ghost stories. But once you hear the ghost story, or once you hear the history, I should say, you're going to understand why some of these places are probably rumored to be haunted for good reason. And whether or not you believe in ghosts, I think everybody just loves to hear a good ghost story. I think it's human nature to be curious about things we don't understand. So I'm going to warn y'all, I've always told this for 25 years, I'm the biggest chicken out here, and I'm the biggest skeptic out here. I'm the one that's always finding logical reasons for stuff. But in the event that y'all see me running tonight, please keep up with me because you are on your own. And don't laugh, I move a lot faster than I look like I can. Hopefully we don't have to run because she's got a lame foot. All right. Anybody have any questions before we get started? Okay. This building used to be the dark, dusty, creepy, dilapidated location, okay? Oh, I'm sorry. Who had a question? What you know? Why is it haunted? Very good question. People ask me that all the time. And you know what I've been told by people that are supposed to be really in the know on this stuff? They tell me it's because of everything that's left here. Jefferson is a very old town, for Texas anyway. And everything is here, I mean, 80% of it's old. You got the old buildings, the old houses. There's a lot of tragic events that have taken place. A lot of people tend to think that places have a tragic
Yeah,
history.
Paul, I'm having a
It's
great
weird getting
time.
stories and activities like this.
We're getting ready to go on a ghost tour. She's just talking about it right now.
That's going on at this building. This is actually the second building on this property. There was another one here first, 1850s. It burned. This one has been here since the 1860s. It's been a furniture store. It's been an antique store. It was a local funeral home at one time. We know that the Masons used to meet in the building. I mean, it's been used for many things. And I can tell you right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to rate this one a 10.
Oh, no.
I have ran out the front of this building and down the staircase with 50
Oh,
people
no.
coming right out behind me.
That's the hotel we're staying at.
So this building has the history.
This is the one we're staying at.
It has been used for many things. Like I said, it's been a furniture store, antique store, local funeral home. And I want to start real quick with just a short story about a vehicle. 1893, this was known as the Castleberry Saloon and Billiard Parlor. The man that owned it had a brother-in-law by the name of Bob Slaughter. Bob and Bob couldn't stand each other, and it was said they were usually fighting and quarreling over the way Slaughter treated his wife, which happened to be Castleberry's sister. One afternoon, they get into this heated argument. Of course, Slaughter being the bad guy, whips out his pistol. They start fighting over the gun. In self-defense, Castleberry ends up getting the gun from him, and he shoots and kills him just inside the back entrance of the building here. So that is one documented murder. On the front of the building here, you have two historic markers. One on the left is talking about how Carrie Nation, on one of her prohibition crusades across the country,
Hey, coin dragon.
into the building. There on the right, they're talking about somebody by the name of Marion Slaughter. Marion Slaughter was the son of the man that was shot at the back entrance. When he was a kid, he used to sing and perform in this building, which was his uncle's. And he later changed his name from Marion Slaughter to Vernon Dalhart. He picked the names from Vernon, Texas.
She's talking about the
Dalhart, Texas.
hotel we're staying
He became
in.
one of this country's first country music singers. In fact, he was the first country artist to sell over 1 million copies of a song known as the Prisoner Song. So about 10 years ago, when they put the mural on the building over here, they included his photograph. He was inducted to the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1981. They also included some of the titles of his music up there. And you can also tell when you look at this that this is a location that's very open to disclosing and talking about their ghostly history. They've got the figure of the man coming out as the speaker of the old Victrola. And then you have the lady with the candle looking out of the window here, which is supposed to depict one of the windows upstairs. So if you walk up to the front desk and ask them, they'll tell a story to you. Unlike some other places in town, they don't like the history of being haunted. They're afraid it's going to scare potential customers away. So if you ask them if the hotel is haunted, oh no, honey, you're thinking about the building down the street over here, the building over there. They don't want to talk about it. But this location will share their stories. Second history thing I'm going to share real quick. 1903, this was known as the Con Saloon. So that's why they call it the Con Hotel and Coffee Shop today. Kind of the same scenario. There was a guy here who went by the initials of A.B. His last name was Allen. A.B. Allen was a nut, y'all. Okay? He was always arrested for something. And he had started telling people in town that would listen to him that he was going to shoot and kill a sheriff's deputy by the name of William Griffin. Evidently, William Griffin was the man always arrested. So, of course, he thought he was being harassed or picked on. And when the deputy got wind of this, he was very concerned for his own safety because everybody knew this guy was nuts. And he started carrying around a double-barrel sawed-off shotgun. He's walking by the bar here one night, looked in the window, said it was like a free-for-all going on inside the bar. Every drunk in the bar was trying to knock this A.B. Allen character off the pool table because he had taken a $10 bill, threw it on the pool table, and stood on it and told him, if you knock me off this pool table, you can have a $10 bill. So when the deputy sees all the commotion going on, he just kind of stepped in the doorway and he told the guy to get off the pool table and consider himself under arrest. And he told him no. He said, look, I'm not going to tell you 2 times, get off that pool table and come with me. This guy started reaching for his gun. From the doorway, sheriff's deputy opened fire with a double-barrel sawed-off
Hi,
shotgun.
Papa.
Obviously, the man was dead before he hit the floor. But this guy must have had one very fast trigger finger because before he hit the ground, he also fatally shot and killed the deputy.
Oh, they said it. They said it's buffering.
3 murders we've talked about at this location and 5
Oh, well, that
tonight.
bites.
I honestly think that probably has a lot to do with all the stories that we're getting from this location. Things that you normally hear about being associated with all the locations you have here.
They said it keeps buffering.
Take it off for
Not being
Wi-Fi.
alone when you know
Probably.
that you are. Catching glimpses at the